This is the AM News on the Joy News channel. Details now. The Coalition Against Illegal Mining is calling for a full-scale probe into an attack on Minerals Commission Administrator Dr. Hannah Bissiu and her team. The incident happened on June the 5th during an operation at Bui-Sobinso in the Akumfri community. Shockingly, the team was reportedly blocked and threatened by the district police officers, including the commander. Let's get the report now.
The Coalition Against Illegal Mining has reignited pressure on the government over its handling of illegal mining, renewing calls for investigations and prosecutions. Addressing the media, the coalition's convener, Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, demanded the immediate interdiction of the district police commander and his officers for allegedly aiding in the attack on Dr. Hannah Bissiu during a Minerals Commission's operation in the Akumfri community in the Achumampunwa district.
Anything could have happened to Dr. Hannah Bissiu, the journalists who were there that day. And to think, as to quote her, that machination was perpetuated by the police command, we asked that police commander be interdicted and investigated and punished. And when these punishments are done, the police should not just hide them under their police. They should let everybody know so that the police would know that if they do wrong, they also would be punished.
With legislative instruments 2462 maturing into law today, June 19th, the coalition is also demanding that President Mahama calls on his party's majority in parliament to take urgent steps towards its implementation in line with his promise to repeal the entire LI.
We will not accept an amendment that responds to the interests of certain individuals, not taking into account the interests of the nation. The LI 2462 must be revoked, and it's with urgency. If the president does not act, the Environmental Protection (into bracket minerals in forest reserve, mining in forest reserves) Amendment Regulation 2025 will mature and come into effect today. As a people, our only recourse will be to continue our court case. This will be unfortunate at a time when Ghanaians expect a true reset in governance. The executive must not sit aloof while citizens are left to their fate to fight for the future of the very country we entrusted into the hands of His Excellency the President. So our resolve to the President is that it is true that today the 21 days would crystallize, but His Excellency, with the majority that he has in Parliament, would still be able to cause the two-thirds majority to cause a revocation of that particular LI.
While acknowledging some progress in the government's efforts to combat illegal mining, the group expressed strong dissatisfaction over the handling of cases involving party executives allegedly complicit in their activity, including Onwin MP Oscar Labi and 2 NDC constituency chairmen. Dr. Ashigbe insisted President Mahama must immediately initiate investigations into these individuals.
We have, however, observed and condemned resoundingly the alarming pattern of some officials from the ruling NDC being involved in illegal mining. After the unresolved case of Honorable Oscar Labi, MP for our win, we have a petition with His Excellency the President that he has acknowledged receipt of. New reports implicate the NDC constituency chairpersons in Axim and Dunkwao of being deeply involved in Galamsey operations. This hypocrisy is unacceptable. While the NDC leadership under His Excellency the President publicly condemn illegal mining, the Honorable Minister of Lands and Natural Resources and IGP have demonstrated positive actions to deal with the scourge of Galamsey. However, some of their local officials allegedly profit from it. We demand, 1, that immediate investigations into the case of Honorable Oscar Labi, MP for our win, and the chiefs that have accused him that he has counter-accused. And these 2 chairpersons of Axim, constituency chairpersons of Axim and Dunkwao, by the police and national security, ensuring complete transparency and no room for political protection. 2, public disciplinary action by the NDC if any of these allegations are proven.
The coalition is further demanding the prosecution of all political figures named in the Professor Frimpong-Boaten's report for their roles in the illegal mining menace. Reporting for Joy News, Collins Frimpong.
In other stories, the Electoral Commission is pushing back against accusations of negligence and financial loss over the reprinting of leaked ballot papers ahead of the 2024 elections. Just 6 days to the polls, the EC confirmed a ballot paper leak and swiftly recalled materials from the eastern and western regions. It then re-awarded the printing contract to Backpress and Innolink. Appearing before Parliament, Deputy Commissioner Dr. Bosman Asare revealed that the reprint cost over 6 million Ghana cedis. Now, James Saveji was there and reports.
Deputy Commissioner for the Electoral Commission, Dr. Bosman Asare, appeared before Parliament to answer questions on 2 key things. One was some procurement issues on the eve of the elections as well as after the December 2024 elections, and 2, on how far the EC has gone in the compilation of the Ablekuma North constituency election results. Even before Dr. Bosman could take his seat, the MP, in whose name the question is, Roxanne Nelson Dapamekpo, objected to the Deputy EC appearing before the House to give answers in place of the substantive EC boss.
Mr. Speaker, so the heads are the heads, and the head of an independent constitutional body is the head. The deputies are not permissible under this provision. Mr. Speaker, I believe that we can make progress.
After the back and forth over the propriety of this, the Speaker ruled that the House constitutes itself into a committee of a whole to allow him to provide answers. On the issue of contract awarded for the reprinting of leaked presidential and parliamentary ballot papers for both eastern and western regions, just 6 days to the elections, the EC Deputy Commissioner reveals that over 6 million Ghana cedis was spent on that, insisting that there's not been any procurement breaches in the award of that contract.
2024 general elections, presidential, the cost 3,621,281 cedis and 30 pesos. The date of award of the contract, 24th December 2024. And this was for the 7th December elections, the reprinting of ballots for the eastern and western regions. The next one, 2024 general elections, parliamentary, the cost 2,442,329 cedis and 59 pesos. The date of award, 24th December 2024. For the 7th December 2024 general the parliamentary elections, for reprinting of ballots for the eastern and western regions. There was no breach of the procurement law. There was no breach. The commission wrote to the CTRC on 2nd December, and the elections were supposed to take place on 7th December. In the response by the CTRC, they indicated that we wrote to them on the 2nd of December. And before we printed the ballots, we wrote to the CTRC. So CTRC knew all the printing houses and the specific regions they were printing. So we didn't go to PPA. So it was only appropriate that when we had to withdraw ballots for the eastern and central regions, we had to go back to the same organization that permitted us to engage these printing houses. So as far as we are concerned, there was no breach of the procurement law.
On the Ablekuma North constituency coalition, which has stalled for over 6 months now, the last time the EC met the Election Security Task Force, the IGP COP Teteyohunu indicated that the police are ready, only waiting for the EC to provide them with a roadmap to finish the coalition process. But Dr. Bosman has indicated to Parliament that they are still waiting on the police to give them the go-ahead.
We haven't escalated it beyond the police, because in my response I indicated the police said they were getting advice. So we are waiting for them to write to us based on the advice for us to proceed. So we haven't done any escalation.
Parliament has therefore requested details of the procurement document in the award of those contracts. From Parliament House here in Accra, my name is James Savaji for Joy News.
In a bold political move, some NPP members of parliament have thrown their weight behind the party's 2024 flag bearer, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. In a closed-door meeting at his campaign office, the MPs pledged support for his potential bid to lead the party again in the 2028 elections. The meeting comes just days after the NPP set January 2026 as the next date to elect its next flag bearer. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia revealed that more than 60 of the party's 88 MPs have already backed him, insisting, quote, the MPs control the constituencies, unquote. More in this report.
Dozens of MPP MPs throng the campaign office of the party's 2024 flag bearer, Mahamudu Bawumia, to show their support for him. They held a closed-door meeting which lasted for about an hour. Now, after the meeting, the former vice president told us that he was happy with what was discussed.
I've had a visit from our members of parliament. I think that it was a very happy visit. It was a courtesy call, and it's a call to declare support for me. And I am so happy in terms of the group that have declared support for me from Parliament.
Some members of Parliament who were here also shared with us that they are confident that Mahamudu Bawumia is the right person to lead the party to victory in the 2028 elections.
Going to be a big advantage if MPP presents Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who has appeared on the ballot before, who has been our candidate in 2024, and that will be the obvious choice for Ghana.
Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's team and his camp are ready to battle any aspirant, whether it is in January, whether it is in June, whether it is, in fact, if they want, even tomorrow.
Several party supporters came to this premises, that is the campaign office of Mahamudu Bawumia, including former Majority Leader Osei Mensah Bonsu and other bigwigs of the party, all in unison saying that Mahamudu Bawumia is the right person to lead the party to victory come 2028. From the Bawumia campaign office in Accra, my name is Kenneth Jesse for Joy News.
In other news, a 15-year-old girl is inspiring many with her resilience, sitting for her basic education certificate exam just hours after giving birth. She went into labor during her ICT paper, delivered her baby, and returned to finish the rest of her paper. Irabna Okwe reports.
The incident occurred at the Afenyo Presby School here in the Ashanti region. Eyewitnesses say the girl complained of cramps after using the washroom and was assisted by a policewoman on duty and some community women. I realized she was in labor, so I rushed there. I was right. The baby's head was out. We helped her deliver and we decided to take her to the hospital afterwards.
It all happened right here, not in the hospital ward, but this office, that she brought her baby into the world.
The head pastor of the Afenyo Presby Church, Reverend Kennedy Opoku, intervened and drove the girl to the hospital after delivering the baby, where they helped her cut the umbilical cord.
I thought it expedient to send her to the hospital instead of letting those who are around to come to her aid. At the time we got there, they just helped her to let the placenta come out because he had already given birth.
Mother of the teenage mother, Cecilia Adumankuma, who accompanied her daughter back to the exam center, recounted the moment she was informed. When they called to inform me she had delivered, I didn't know what to do. I knew she wasn't due, but I gave thanks to God. I went there to take care of her in the hospital. Doctors and nurses asked her if she could continue her exam. She said yes, she will come back and write. Against all odds, the teenager returned to write her exams for the rest of the week.
I didn't want my life to end. I want to continue my education.
Interesting. So why did you decide to come and write the exam again, even after just giving birth?
I want my child to know I didn't stop dreaming because I became a mother.
It has captured hearts and inspired many. A reminder that even in pain and uncertainty, hope can still be written, one paper at a time. For Joy News, Erabna Akwe, Kumase.
Ghana's collaboration with South Korea has received a major boost with the commencement of construction of the Ghana-Korea Center of Excellence for ICT-based startups and Asian research at the University of Ghana. The project is being undertaken by the Korea International Cooperation Agency, that is KOICA. Now, the facility is expected to drive youth innovation, job creation, and academic research in technology and international development. Nana Amma Akono has more in this report.
Youth unemployment and limited access to cutting-edge technological resources continue to stall innovative breakthroughs across the country. However, the construction of the Ghana-Korea Center for Excellence for IT-based startups and Asia research by KOICA could help change that, thanks to the strategic partnership between Ghana and the Republic of Korea. Speaking to Joy News, the Korean ambassador to Ghana said his country hopes to provide young people with space, tool and mentorship to build visible tech businesses.
Actually, I'm really happy to join this groundbreaking ceremony today. My government is building this GK Impact Center as a token of friendship between Korea and Ghana, government by government and people to people. So actually this GK Impact Center has two pillars. One is ICT Center, second one is Asian Studies. I mentioned the ICT is a backbone of the development of the economy in these days. So now Ghana has big infrastructure, but I realize that we need some more cutting-edge facilities and teaching skills about ICT. So through this ICT center, maybe many young Ghanaian people can experience and learn about the ICT.
The Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Professor Gordon Awandari, also expressed gratitude to KOICA for funding the initiative. It said the center will provide a transformative environment not only for the University Center for Asia Studies, but also for Ghanaian youth as a whole.
This project is going to impact on the university's mission to deliver high-quality training and research in a number of ways. First is that it is going to provide a physical presence to our Center for Asian Studies, which has had to, squat in various buildings for this period. So now it gives it, a physical presence, and give opportunities to students to train.
As Ghana works to build a digital economy and create sustainable jobs for its youth, this center stands as a model for what could be achieved when countries invest in people rather than promises. Nanama Akono's report read to you.
The newly enskinned Divisional Queen Mother of Kani, Pogna Veronica Sangwe-Barry I, has made a passionate appeal to women in the Lambwisi district of the Upper West region to unite in support of their men in order to drive meaningful development in their community. Emphasizing the vulnerability of women and the community as a whole, she urged them to form strong groups and networks as strategic steps towards attracting support and resources for development initiatives. Joy News' Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Kani.
Pogna Veronica Sangwe-Barry I, also known in her private life as Veronica Sangwe, is a retired educationist. The 68-year-old mother of four was enskinned as a Divisional Queen Mother of Kani in the Lambwisi district. The colorful ceremony was attended by people from all walks of life, including paramount, divisional and sub-chiefs where the rich traditional culture of the people was in display. Additionally, 13 sub-divisional queen mothers and 1 sub-chief in the Kane catchment area were also enskined to support the newly enskinned divisional queen mother in promoting development of the area. Pona Veronica Sangwe the first, after the enskinment, shared a plan for the community with Joy News.
My plans for this community is to bring togetherness to the women, and we support our men for development, especially in our work. We are vulnerable here. We need support. And to do so, we have to come together as women, form groups that can help us to bring peace and success.
The chief of Kane, Na Edward Kansonoro Kala the first, who was enskined last year, called on the government and non-governmental organizations to come to their aid to rehabilitate their dam, which he says is at the edge of breaking down.
But we have so many challenges in Kane, so I hope with this number of queen mothers supporting their chiefs, we shall succeed as a community. If anybody has Kane at heart, we wish that they should support us to reconstruct or rehabilitate our dam that is breaking down. Our dam gives water to so many communities in the Grappa district and even Lambuse district, animals to drink.
Also present at the function was the paramount chief of the Jiruba Torasa area, Nadina Donlobongana III.
It is gratifying to see that our cherished customs are not fading away, but rather are being reinterpreted and renewed through the younger generations. To the newly enskinned sub-chief and divisional queen mother and sub-queen mothers, leadership is not in the title, but in the service.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam, Kane.
Let's get into our business update now. For our first, but first, let's start with the currency market. So let's get into the news proper. The cedi has begun recovering some of the losses it recorded against the dollar last week on both the interbank and forex markets. This comes after the Bank of Ghana increased its dollar supply to the markets in recent days. We'll tell you more details in this report.
Earlier this week, the dollar was going for about 10 Ghana cedis, 70 pesos, when it comes to the rate that most of the commercial banks were offering to their clients when it comes to transactions. However, it has made some marginal gains and is currently selling at around 10 Ghana cedis, 30 pesos. On the Forex Bureau market, it went up by as much as 13 Ghana cedis to a dollar. However, over the past 2 working days, it has made some strong recovery and is going for 12 Ghana cedis, 30 pesos. Some of the commercial banks have told Joy Business that the pressure last week was fueled by the sudden spike in dollar demand by businesses due to the recent claims by President John Mahama that the true value of the Ghana cedi could be around 10 to 12 Ghana cedis. Therefore, most of them were trying to buy more dollars now against future depreciation of the Ghana cedi. Also, some offshore investors were redeeming their investment, resulting in that depreciation for last week. But for many, the critical question here is that, can we just depend purely on market forces for the city's stability against the dollar? Or the Bank of Ghana may always have to step in with dollar support to try and normalize things?
Moving on, Africa World Airlines has announced that it will commence scheduled flights to Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso, from 1st July 2025. Now, this was captured in notice released on the airline's social media platform, and we'll tell you all the details in this report.
Africa World in the notice revealed that the move is part of measures aimed at providing reliable air travel and also make it the preferred carrier in the West African sub-region. Africa World currently flies Lagos and Abuja in Nigeria, Monrovia in Liberia, as well as Freetown in Sierra Leone. From July 1, the number of countries that it serves in the West African sub-region will increase to 4. The airline has also announced that it is working to expand its operations to Côte d'Ivoire soon, with the dream of connecting Africa with the rest of the world. Some industry analysts have argued that connecting flights within the West African sub-region is very expensive and difficult. Therefore, the CD's new services from Africa World has helping to deal with the challenge.
Let's wrap up business updates with a commodity market.